Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we are continuing our 5-year rebuild series here in CFB 26. Today, we are doing the Utah State Aggie. Now, Utah State was a school I didn't do in CFB 25. We're doing them 26. I'm not going to lie. I think they have kind of clean helmets. I don't know about the uniform combo. Maybe it looks clean. I have to see it in the game. Maybe I can change my mind. And Utah State is their ass, I'm pretty sure. Maybe in real life they're not, but in this game they are ass. Right now they come in at a 69 overall, 69 offense, 71 on the defense. They run the spread and a base 3-4. So, Utah State, let's win you guys a natty. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is our roster. Starting quarterback Bryson Barnes, former Utah U, transferred, I believe, to Utah State, or maybe he wasn't at Utah. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. CJ Tiller, Jacob, and Anthony Garcia. I believe he might have played at ECU last year. I don't know. We have Javon Jacobs and Miles Davis. We have Junior and Derek Jamerson. And then we have Crawford, Ellis, and Washington. Fullback, we have Roman James. Receiver, we have Corey Thompson Jr., Brady Boyd, Pegan, and Starling. And then these guys over here. Carlos Origilipsi. Was he at Hawaii last year? I could have sworn. Maybe I'm wrong. Brocco Lane, I do recognize that name. Brocco Lane's the starting tight end. We have Josh, and then these guys here. Starting left tackle, Adam Pond, and then these guys here. Left guard, we have George Malley, and we have the freshman in Jimmy, and then these guys here. Center, we have Jake Eichenhorn with these guys here. Tavo, I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, is our guy there. Elia there, and that guy there. Jared Peely at the right tackle, and then these guys. George Stewart at the left edge, Bo and Nkonkwa, probably butchered his name, and then these guys there. Carl Neesmith, the right end, followed by Holmes and Tomas. Starting tackle, Gabriel Naki, and then these guys here. Sam, we have Matt Lowell, and then John, 58. John Miller at the mic, Showan and Tyreem at the mic. Will, we have Oswald Jr., Craig McConnell, and then that guy. Noah Abinger and Bryson Taylor are our two best corners, and then these guys here. Free safety, we have Ike Larson and Jason Brewer, and then these guys here. Strong safety, we have Omarion Oki, and then these guys here. Kicker, we have Carter Brown and this guy, and Dylan Sprung. I'm sorry if these guys are watching that I'm not mentioning your name. It's because I'm trying not to take too long when going over the roster, because you may or may not be here. But without further ado, boys, let's recruit and get some talent at Utah State. Dell Smalls committed. Marquise Null committed. Central Marks committed. David Sorion committed. Deontay Wiley committed. Salesi Tololo committed. Dylan Brace committed. Rico Casey committed. Jeremiah Calloway committed. Quincy Phoenix committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your Heisman Trophy winner in 2025 is Byron Brown, quarterback of USF. He had 3,197 yards, 29 tutties, and a 59% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, taking on the Duke Blue Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, we fall 63-17 in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. It's going to take a lot of work to get to the top. Damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year one stats. Bryson Bronze, 241 for 431, 55%. Completion percentage, 2,677 yards, 21 tutties, and 9 picks. Rushing, Jacobs, 214 for 977, 7 tutties. Davis, 57 for 285 tutties. Barnes, 132 for 119. Jamerson, 18 for 48, 3 tutties. Ellis, 4 for 12, 2 tutties. Starling, 3 for 7. Receiving, Boyd, 52 for 691, 3 tutties. Corey Thompson Jr., 48 for 539, 5 tutties. Davis, 53 for 511, 7 tutties. Lane, 35 for 474, 1 tutty. Starling, 25 for 295, 3 tutties. Jacobs, 22 for 121, 1 tutty. Pagan, 4 for 36. Ellis, 1 for 8. Josh, 1 for 2 with a tutty. How about the defense here? 92 tackles for John Miller. Matt Lowe, 86, 67 for Noah. Bryson, 66, 61 for Ike. Orike, 55, 47 for Bobby. Thanks lost 9 by that guy. Naki, 8, 7 by Gabriel. John with 5, 4 by Noah and Carl. 3 by Matt and Tyree. 1 by Taylor, Ike, and Stewart. Sacks 2.5 by Naki. Carl with 2. 1.5 by Gabriel and Tyree. Half sack by that guy and John Miller and Ike. Interceptions 4 by Ike. Noah with 2 along with Bobby. 1 by Bryson Taylor and Omari. That is year 1 We got our shit kicked in the bowl, had a really disappointing year. I think year 2, let's just try to be competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, how about this for a year one natty? Texas Tech taking on Clemson, and Texas Tech is going to win 28-24. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are losing pretty much everybody, but we keep Reed and Jamal. They're the only two that wanted to stay, and then we lose these two guys. Gotta hit the portal, we gotta hit it and get more players. Isafa Asi, committed. J.R. Cantwell, committed. Ben Hanks Jr., committed. Exodus Ayers, committed. Jordan Thomas, committed. Quinton Nunn, committed. Shakir Turpin, committed. Luke Balcano, committed. Terrence Love, committed. Derek Simons, committed. Ben Roberts, committed. Christian Washington, committed. Malachi Riley, committed. Hunter McGuire, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 44th best class in the nation. That's the best in the Mountain West. We got some good talent. Now let's develop them. Year 2, let's do it. Major Cormier, committed. Bill Radigan, committed. Dion McNitt, committed. Donnell Locke, committed. Ezekiel Thomas, committed. Ernest Allen, committed. Terrence Dirth, committed. Joey Butts, committed. Tavion Hatchett, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Devin Dampier, quarterback of Texas. I don't get that. I don't get why he went there. They have Arch. But anyway, that's besides the point. He had 4,106 yards, 38 tutties, and a 74% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Military Bowl, taking on NC State. And ladies and gentlemen, we once again fall in a bowl game. We lose 27-14. Oh my God, I started the wrong quarterback. We wanted to start our freshman. He might transfer now. Fucking Garcia, though, had a decent year, though. I can't crap on him too much. 285 for 512, 55% completion percentage, 3,460, 29 tutties, 9 picks. I swear to God, if he transferred Garcia, fuck you. I'm no offense. Anyway, Christian Washington, 245 for 1,099, 16 tutties. Jamerson, 52 for 207, 4 tutties. Garcia, 96 for 178, 3 tutties. Riley, 5 for 8 receiving. Began, 67 for 967, 5 tutties. Corey Thompson Jr., 74 for 887, 6 tutties. Malachi Riley, 74 for 807, 14 tutties. Or Carlos, 21 for 363, 3 tutties. Jared, 24 for 278, 1 tutty. Washington, 18 for 121. Jamerson, 7 for 37. How about the defense? 91 tackles for John Miller. Errors with 79, 74 for Love. Hanks Jr., 72, 53 by Simmons, Thomas with 50, and Bobby with 50, 47 for Casey, and Hamlin with 44. Tackles lost, Simmons with 12, 9 by Rico, 8 by Ben, 5 by Cohen and Hunter, 4 by Ben and Brevin, 3 by George Stewart. Errors, Love and Smalls with 2 apiece, 1 by Thomas. Sacks, 5 by Rico, 4.5 by Simons, 4 by Roberts, 2 by Hamlin, half by McGuire, Hanks Jr., and Stewart. Interceptions, 4 by Ayers and Thomas, 1 by Hamlin, Hanks Jr., Miller, and Bobby Arnold III. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think year 3, as long as things go according to plan, we could win the Mountain West, but let's go to the portal. And ladies and gentlemen, how about this for a matchup? UCLA taking on Georgia. UCLA upset Bama, but they could not upset Georgia. They lose 38-30, and Georgia wins the Natty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we lose our 2 best tackles, best guard. We do get to keep the freshman. He will definitely be starting next year. I don't care how. Rico and JR is going to stay, but we do lose Marquise. I'm fine. We do got Dante, and then everybody else is leaving us. So we got to go to the portal and fill in these holes. Akeem Doxson, committed. Terrell Kim, committed. Tyler Armstead, committed. Jake Utley, committed. Kerry Kofaka, committed. Tyree Naylor, committed. Barka Ha, committed. Dylan Lee, committed. Chris, I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, committed. Ty Blanding, committed. Tyler Kajusti, committed. Chris Leno, committed. Hunter Noel, committed. Lyndon Ravia, committed. Jalen Stanford, committed. Balin Brooks, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 39th best class in the nation. That's the best in the Mountain West. Once again, I think next year, I think we can win it, so let's go for it. Steven Sharp, committed. James German, committed. Ben Kiki, committed. Steve Morrison, committed. Josh Trey O'Reilly, committed. Dennis Stockton, committed. Denzel Jamerson, committed. Brandon Ellis, committed. Michael Machelli, committed. Alex Villano, committed. Ernest Cutler, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Mountain West Championship, And we're going to be taking on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Mountain West here in year 3. Let's go. Gabe Ali committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Marcel Reed, quarterback of Texas Tech. He had 3,719 yards, 29 tutties, and a 73% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ranked 13, and we're going to the freaking famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Damn shame. And ladies and gentlemen, we fall 31-17 to Northwestern. I guess we didn't deserve to make the playoff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the stats. Deontay, 307 for 504, 60% completion percentage, 3,797 yards, 31 tutties, and 8 picks. Hopefully he stays with us. Rushing, Lead, 262 for 1,266, 8 tutties. Major, 91 for 335, 7 tutties. Deontay, 55 for 48, 4 tutties. Jeremiah, 4 for 11. Osafa, 1 for 2 with a tutty. Receiving, Callaway, 69 for 950, 12 tutties. Carlos, 71 for 938, 2 tutties. Micah Riley, 63 for 806, 9 tutties. Anderson, 35 for 466, 3 tutties. Mitchell, 32 for 361, 3 tutties. Dylan Lee, 26 for 209, 2 tutties. Major, 11 for 64. How about the defense here? 86 tackles for Shakir. He's probably transferring because of conference prestige. Ayer, 67, 56 for Simmons. 51 for Dion and Love. 47 for Barnes. Ben Hanks, 44. 42 for Tyler. Tackles lost, Derek Witt, 19. 14 by Ty. David, 9. 6 by Dion and Dell. 5 by Tyler. 4 by Shakir. Ayers, Cole, and George with 3 apiece. 2 by Love, Hanks Jr., and none. 1 by Mullen. Sacks, 11.5 by Derek. 4 by David. 3.5 by Ty. Tyler with 3. 2.5 by Dell. 1 by Dion and Shark Quinn. Cole and Terrence Love all with a half sack. We should have made the playoffs. We did get robbed. Yes, we lost to Northwestern, but that does not matter. Should have been in. Let's get to the portal and get more talent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was Georgia taking on Notre Dame in the national title. How about North Texas with 2 losses and Tulane with 3 losses, making it over an undefeated Utah? Hashtag rigged, I say. But in the end, it was Georgia Notre Dame, with Georgia winning 23-20. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are keeping pretty much everybody that wanted to leave except for 2 people, but it's okay. Let's get to the portal and get more talent. Terrell Winter committed. Devontae Kendricks committed. John Anthony Hall committed. Peyton Morgan committed. Wes Hayden committed. Matt McKinley committed. Keeley Moore committed. Zion Perkins committed. Darren Dobbs committed. Barry Glendale committed. TJ Branch committed. Jamal Bowden committed. Santiago Marscano committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 37th best class in the nation. That's the best in the Mountain West. We got a great class coming. We got a lot of talent. I think this year we're talking playoffs. Cortez Biggers committed. Shakir Swain committed. Tyler Waiters committed. Dalton Radigan committed. Lamar Shelby committed. Callum Moore committed. Connor Moffitt committed. Caleb Zambarano committed. Evan Kiersey committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Mountain West Championship, taking on Nevada. Enrique McGully committed. Cornell Walter committed. Malcolm Davey committed. Randy Bosch committed. And ladies and gentlemen, our 2028 Heisman Trophy winner, George McIntyre, quarterback of the Texas Longhorns. I don't know if Arch is still there or not. Anyway, he had 4,710 yards, 40 tutties, and a 67% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're once again going to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, taking on Middle Tennessee. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. Deontay, 312 for 510, 61% completion percentage for 3,956 yards, 38 tutties, and 5 picks. As long as he stays, we can win a natty with him. Dylan Lee, 270 for 1,581, 15 tutties. Bo Jackson, 119 for 635, 10 tutties. Wait, we got this guy? I don't remember seeing him pop up. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Osafa, 12 for 75. Deontay, 66 for 56, 2 tutties. Xavier, 4 for 11. Receiving, Carlos, 85 for 1,032. He had 0 touchdowns. That's fucking shocking. Xavier Johnson, 70 for 1,011, 17 tutties. Jeremiah, 65 for 987, 12 tutties. Todd, 36 for 429, 7 tutties. Dylan Lee, 23 for 202, 2 tutties. Hall, 18 for 168. Bo Jackson, 12 for 97. Antonio, 2 for 25. Major, 1 for 5. How about the defense here? 98 tackles by Wes. Darren with 71, 68 for none, 57 by Ben Hanks, Simons 51, 50 by Moore. Bowen 49, 48 for Morgan. David 46. Tackles for loss, we had 14 by Santiago, 11 by David, 10 by Derek, 7 by Tyler, 5 by Wes and Alex, 4 by Dobbs and Dell, 3 by Shakir and Steve, Nunn with 2, Hanks with 2, Bowen with 2, and 1 by Peyton Morgan. Sacks, we had 7 by Santiago, David 5.5, 4.5 by Derek, Tyler at 3.5, 1.5 by Dell, Daron with 1, half sack by Alex and Jamal, interception 6 by Jamal, Dobbs with 5 along with Ben Hanks, Morgan with 4, 2 by Nunn, and 1 by Quincy. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go to the portal. Hopefully no one transfers and get more talent so we can win the Natty in year 5. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Georgia and Clemson meeting in the Natty. I believe Georgia won it last year, and they're going to win it again as they beat the piss over Clemson, 35-14. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we get to keep pretty much all of our top players except Butts and JR. Goodbye, guys. I guess we can say we got our main guy, so let's get to the portal. Jamal Liborn committed. Terrence Kahn committed. Matt McClone commits. Jelani Agnew committed. Jermaine Atwell committed. Dexter Bruce commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 16th best class in the nation. That's best in the Mountain West. We've gotten every ounce of talent we could get. So let's go win a Natty here in year 5. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here is our final roster. Again, I'm a little worried because our defense is better than our offense, but our offense is still pretty good. Deontay Wiley will be leading us here. We got him some abilities, so he should hopefully do good for us. Running back, we got Dexter and Major with 98 speed, 99 excel, so that should be a really good running back room. Receiver, we have Giante Hall, Jeremiah Callaway, Marks and Mitchell, and we got Hatchet, and we do have all these freshmen here, so receiving order looks good. How about Ben Kiki? He'll be our tight end. And left tackle will be Sam. Ezekiel Thomas at the left guard. Agnew, transfer portal pickup, will be our starting center. Terrence Darth, I butchered that. Starting right guard. Sion Perkins, right tackle. Smalls will be the left end. Santiago, the right end, but we do have a couple of decent right ends there. D tackle. We have Tremaine Atwell, 95. We have Tyler and Steve playing up. We also have this freshman up playing up to an 80. How about the Sam? We have Sharquain. We have Wes Hayden, James Journey. Our middle linebackers look nasty. How about at the will? We have Dion McNitt, Rico Casey, and all those guys there. Cornerbacks look good. How about Darren Dobbs having 99 speed, 99 excel? Bowden, 92 speed. Phoenix, 92 speed. Salisi, 94 speed. And we get these fucking freshmen in the 90s. Free safety, we got Tyree Naylor starting, but we also have Branch and Kalani Moore and Caleb, the freshman. And then at strong safety, we're going to be starting Tyler Waiters, I guess, the freshman. But yeah, that's the team. There's our kicker, and then there's our punter. And that is our roster we have built here at Utah State. So now we are going to turn auto recruiting on and get the simming, and hopefully we can bring a Natty home to Utah State. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 7-1. Our only loss is to our rivals, Utah, but we have been undefeated so far. We got 4 games to go. I think we should be in the Mountain West. We are ranked 20th. I think we got a good shot here making the playoffs. Hopefully, we don't get screwed. And ladies and gentlemen, we are ranked 10th in the land, taking on Wyoming in the Mountain West Championship. Let's bring it home, baby. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We've won the Mountain West. We should now be in the playoffs. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the college football playoff, and we're going to be taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in front of Touchdown Jesus here at Notre Dame. Notre Dame, of course, hitting the Play Like a Champion sign today. Hopefully, Utah State, we can play like champions today. It's going to be tough here in front of this raucous crowd, but we're going to have to fight. We're going to have to believe. We're going to have to work. And hopefully we come out of here with the dub and head to the quarters, and hopefully magic happens here at Utah State, excuse me. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we just scored, but I'm eating, and yeah, we scored 7-7. First and goal at the 2. Deontay, fucking Dexter's shot. Second and goal from the 3. I'm going to put deodorant on. Second and goal from the 3. Deontay finds Dexter. He's in. Touchdown, Utah State. We have a lead. Let's go. Chanterelle Marks, 45-yard touchdown, 28-14. Let's go. We're down we let Notre Dame back in the game. Deontay, Dexter Pierce. Let's go. First and 10. Dexter. Here we go. Second and 9. Deontay. Bang. How's that pass interference? 2nd and 9. Here we go. Deontay. Underneath. He's got Max Cormier. Here we go. First and goal. Got him. Touchdown, Utah State. Fuck you, Notre Dame. Ladies and gentlemen, we came up in the clutch. Suck it, Notre Dame. You lucky bastard. You should have never came back. We should have blown your asses out, but we're on to the quarters. A win is a win is a win is a win. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Furbo Fiesta Bowl, taking on the Texas Longhorns. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Glendale, Arizona. As you notice, I got the headset back. That's because I just got back from my college class, and the thing's charged, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to finish this 5 reload. The first game was me getting ready for class, but it doesn't matter. We are here. This is probably the end of the 5 reload. Texas always kicks my ass. But if this team believes, and you all believe, Utah State will win this game and get to the semifinal. Here we go. Utah State, Texas. Right here, right now. 3rd and 1. Here we go. Deontay under center. He's going to hike it. He will get the first down. Here we go. Deontay under center again. Can I take it himself? He's in. Touchdown, Utah State. 3rd and 11 here. Deontay. Marks has it. First down. All right. 1st and 10 at the 17. We get a touchdown. Game over. Here we go. Hands it off. Dexrell. Deontay. Hands it off. Dexrell. 3rd and 7 now. Deontay. Here we go. He's got a man. He's got Marks. Touchdown. And that is game, set, match. Fuck you, Texas. We finally put your horns down. And we're on to the semis. We finally have done it. We have beaten big, bad fucking Texas. 14-3. Our defense played good. Our offense made plays when they need to. And we are now on to the semifinals. Fuck yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the All-State Sugar Bowl, taking on the Pitt Panthers. Here we are in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome, taking on the Pitt Panthers. Now, Pitt is not a powerhouse. They are a Power 4 program. They ain't a powerhouse. They're beatable. We can do it. I believe in our squad. We can do it. Let's get to an natty. Let's get to a natty and bring it home to good old Utah State. But in our way stands Pitt. Can't take them lightly, so let's get the job done. First and go at the 3, Deontay hands it off. Pierce is in. 7-0 Utah State. Let's go. Chantrell Marks with a 29-yard touchdown. 14-3 Utah State. Come on. There we go. 3rd and 18. Deontay, what do you got? Underneath. Max. That's close enough to where I want to go for it. 4th and 2. Here we go. He overthrew him. Chantrell Marks, 52-yard touchdown to give us a lead. Let's go. And here we are. We must go for 2 because if Pitt scores, they're going to be up 7. Here we go. Deontay. Dexter, another fucking overthrow. 3rd and 10 here. Here we go. Dante. I panicked. We're going to have to kick it. Minute 57. All we need is a field goal. Deontay hands it off to Drexrell. He's going to fight. He's going to get 9. Here we go. Jen Max got it. All right, 1st and 10 here. Here we go. No, yellow throw. Now 2nd and 10 after that miss overthrow. Deontay. Got him in with a yellow throw, Hall. We're going to pick up a little pace. Timeout Pitt, though. Need this field goal a little bit closer. We need this first. 1 first down and we win this game. Here we go. Major. I called him Max, but it's Major. 1st down. Timeout Pitt. 1st and 10 at the 17. Here we go. Hands it off back to Major. And Major is going to get us 2nd and 4. We're just going to QB sneak it, call timeout. There we go. Here we are. The kick to send us to the national championship, and we've done it. Utah State game-winning drive to beat Pitt, and we will be on to the national championship, our 4th national championship appearance. Can we make it 3? Find out right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking on Clemson, who I believe kicked our ass one time. But hey, Let's avenge that, and let's win Utah State and Natty. Let's go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Hard Rock, home of the one and only greatest team in NFL, the Miami Dolphins. Let's not talk about the Dolphins because they piss me off. Clemson also pisses me off. Can we beat them and bring the Natty home to good old Utah State? Find out right here, right now. You gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe. Let's go. Jeremiah Callaway with a 15-yard touchdown ties the game up at 7. Let's go. 3rd and 10 at the 38. We're down a tutty. Deontay, he's gonna hike it. Underneath, he's got Cormier. That's Major. All right, 1st and 10. Deontay, underneath again, he's got Marks. Here we go. Drexrell, oh my god, my old lineman, what are you doing, you fucking donkey? 1st and goal at the 9. Deontay. If he would have picked that plugged out there, here we go, 2nd and goal. Major is in with ease, touchdown Utah State. 1st and goal now at the 8, a chance to take the lead. Deontay hands it off to Drexrell, goes nowhere. Here we go, 2nd and goal at the 7. Hands it off Drexrell. He's going to get it in, surprisingly. Touchdown, Utah State. We have a lead, boys. Come on. 4th and 2 at midfield. We're going for it. This is a risk, but hopefully it pays off. Deontay. We got Hall. Oh, my God. He could go all the way. Tempo. All right, 1st and 10 after that conversion. Go underneath to Marks. 1st down, out of bounds. 1st and goal at the 9 now. Here we go, Major, hands it off. Let's go. I'll tell you when I'm hiking it. Here we go, 2nd and goal from the 2. Hands it off, Major. He's in, touchdown, Utah State, 28-21.5. Come on. Oh my fucking God. Quincy Phoenix gets a pick. Let's go. After that interception, it's 4th and 1. If we get it, we can take more clock off. Catch it. Yes. 1st down Prunts. 2 minutes and 35 seconds for winning the Natty. Hand it off. Drexrell goes nowhere. Clemson timeout. 2:30 to go. Deontay. Play action. Underneath to Marks. Deontay. He's got a guy. Marks. Touchdown Utah State. Come on, lads. Fucking up 10. Suck a dick, Clemson! And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Our 3rd national championship win of the year comes again with Mountain West School, Utah State. We did it with Colorado State and Utah State. We have 2 with the Mountain West. Let's fucking go. Utah State, you may never in real life, but you know what you could use? Some heart, some grit, and some belief. Because that's what this team did. They went through Notre Dame, Texas, Pitt, and now Clemson. Lift the Natty with pride. Lift the Natty with pride. Good team. Good team indeed. Man, it feels so good to see this screen again. Utah State, we brought it home. Our 2nd Mountain West school. That means we have done it twice with the Mountain West. Once with the SEC. Everybody else is 0. Big Ten, we made a Natty with Maryland, but we failed. We didn't win it, but it is what it is. Utah State, we did it. This is for you. Enjoy it. You may never see it in real life. I hope that happens in one day, but it may never will. I don't know. They're going to be going to the Pac-12 in a few years, so yeah, maybe they'll get the money and the resources. Who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible in the new age of college football. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. We guys like, subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. And with that being said, have a great day, have a great night, depending on when you're watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.